And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Monday, March 21st. I am Josh Engleman, and I'm here to break down a 9-game NBA slate. Before we do any of that, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live, and follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Good morning, everybody. We got a good one on our hands. 9 games here. All the games pretty much look the same, minus Boston taking on OKC. They get the big drubbing, but relatively normal spreads across the board. No crazy totals. Like, everything appears to be in the 220s. We got a lot to talk about. We got a big Liverpool win yesterday. That was nice. Happy to have that come in. Happy to have everybody here, too. It's great to see everybody this morning. A lot of good mornings, a lot of coffee cups, all that good stuff. Rise and grind, everybody. It's right there. Got it. Let's give a shout out right now. Boop. Right there. Prize Picks. Presenting sponsor of this video. If you go to awesemo.com/prizepicks-promo, or just go to the link in the description. That's easy too. You can get yourself 1 free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum. A little bit of a deposit bonus. We've got the Prize Picks player prop tool at awesemo.com. That will help you out tremendously. I suggest you go check it out. Guys, hope you had a good weekend. I did. I really did. It was gorgeous weather here. Back-to-back days of 70 with a light breeze. Not a cloud in the sky, at least when I was out. So I spent some time out. It was good. We got to watch Liverpool yesterday. They won. That was good. Bang-up weekend. Now we just need to get through this week. Renji took down the fadeaway on Friday on DK. Bam. That's awesome. It's a tough contest to win, so that's good. That's good shit. I like seeing it. Well, 9 games to go. We got a ton to deal with here. Let's dive into it the way that we know how. I got my coffee. I hope you guys do as well. If you do not have a coffee, if you got a tea or water, if you're drinking beers, you got some vodka this morning, hot dogs, chicken nuggets, Pop-Tarts, whatever your breakfast food du jour is, or you're just hitting a J, at which point I'm a little jealous. Let's all do that shit together. Cheers, everybody. Bang. Rise and grind. Let's do this. No Prize Picks swag. You're right. You're right. Maybe I'll deal with that. All right, let's switch. Let's do this. Since you guys have music in the background, I can walk downstairs, switch the screen. I'll come back with some Prize Picks gear on. We got this, folks. We got this. Here we go. Peep the gear, folks. We'll go big shot. Boom. Look what we got going on here. Prize Picks hoodie in the house. Looking sharp. Looking sharp. Prize Picks hat in the house. Let's see if we can figure out if that fits. A little snug. Everybody needs a new snapback every now and again. Oh, that's what we're talking about right there. Woo! Woo! Looking sharp, baby. Shouts to Prize Picks right there. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. Repping the gear. Let's do it now. Let's get into it. Shout out to Prize Picks for the swag bag. I got 2 more shirts over there, some koozies. Koozies don't help me in this scenario right now. I can only wear 1 shirt at a time of relevance. Well, let's get into it. Game number 1, New Orleans Pelicans. 6-point dogs in Charlotte, 234 total. One of only 2 games at 234. Everything else is basically in the 220s except for Boston and OKC. So it's a pretty normal distribution of points for today. Now, New Orleans is on the back-to-back, which means we have no idea who's playing, which means we're probably not changing anything from what we had yesterday. Now, we didn't get Devontae Graham yesterday. That is a complicating factor on a day where you don't have news. So let me look at his blurb first. Otherwise, I'm not changing anything that I had yesterday. So if we look at Graham, first game he's missed since January 25th. Didn't play the front end. I'm going to assume he plays the back end. And I'm going to assume that everything that I have in here right now goes ahead as what we get for today. So assuming Devontae Graham is in, I'm going with everything that I have on the screen right now as the current projection. This is what I put in yesterday. This is what I'm going with for today. So 3 games in 4 days for them. I'm just going to assume Graham plays. Now, Charlotte. On the Hornets side. At least we do get an actual injury report for them. No Gordon Hayward. Everything else is the same. We saw Kelly Oubre's minutes bounce back up on Saturday. I don't totally know the reason for that, so let's at least take a peek. Is that blowout run for Oubre? Sure is. Sure is. Blowout run across the board. Hornets just putting the paddle into the Mavs. So this is another spot where I doubt I'm making any wholesale changes. You know, maybe LaMelo's starting to play a little bit more. We'll go to 32 there. Otherwise, I'm pretty comfortable with what we've got. Should Mason Plumlee play a little bit more now? Probably not. This all looks pretty good. There's a lot to like here for Charlotte. So let's break down this first game. Like I said, first one up is New Orleans. Now, we got 4 7 o'clock games, a 7:30 start, and then 3 8s. And then we're out by 8:30, which is always really good to see. Yeah, I'm on live before lock tonight, right? I think that's true. No, I'm not. Interesting. Did I write that down correctly? Am I really not on live before lock tonight? We'll find out. Anyway, CJ McCollum on Fanduel, my favorite option here for the Pelicans, gets the green circle, plus 10, ceiling over target score. You can see it. 10 points, 62 ceiling, 52 target. CJ looking pretty good at 5x plus 10. CJ looks solid on DraftKings. It's not exceptional, but it's still pretty good. 9,200 though. Much bigger price tag on DraftKings, so that makes it a little bit harder. 8,400 on FanDuel is pretty easy to soak up for CJ. And then Joval on FanDuel, 7,400. There's a ceiling there. You don't know when you're going to get it, but would you be surprised if Charlotte brought it out of him? I sure wouldn't. Okay, so I am on... Why did I not put that on my calendar? I am on live before lock tonight, which I thought I was. It's kind of dumb of me to have not put that on there. So let me go ahead and add that to my calendar so I don't forget. It'll be me and Laffy tonight on live before lock, 6 to 7:30. Let me get that added. I don't know why I don't know how I missed that one. I looked at my calendar and I was just like, it feels oddly blank. Because it was. All right, we're back into it now. Let's look at Charlotte. Now, Charlotte's got a lot more to like here than New Orleans. Yeah, so it's not just one obvious dude, but you're casting a really wide net for the Hornets. Miles Bridges on DraftKings at 8K. Terry Rozier on Fanduel at, 7,700. They both stand out the most, but there's very little difference. Like, Rozier's great on both sites. Good on both sites is probably the word to use. Bridges is good on both sites, a little bit better on DraftKings. PJ Washington is good on both sites. He's a +8 on FanDuel and on DK, 5,100 and 5,200. LaMelo on DraftKings is 8,800. I think that's reasonable. There's just a lot to like there. Let's see. We got 66 viewers, 31 likes. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't done it yet. Let's move on to game number 2. The Los Angeles Lakers. 6-point underdogs in Cleveland. Good luck here, LeBron. Going back to Cleveland. I don't think we're going to get a lot here outside of LeBron, barring injuries. And for Cleveland, same guys that have been out. No Allen, no Wade, no Rondo. On the Lakers side, looks like everybody's going to be in. Only guy that we could miss here is Wayne Ellington. Horton Tucker and Wenyen Gabriel are both probable. We saw the Lakers play the back-to-back Friday and Saturday. No Melo, no Talen Horton Tucker in the first half of that back-to-back. They picked up a W against the Raptors. Let's see. Against Cleveland, I think Dwight can play. I think that'd be fine. I don't really have too many changes here. I guess I got to put THT back in and Melo. So I have way more changes than I thought I did. So we're going to scratch that entire rotation. We're going to go 33 minutes to Russ. We're going to go 36 minutes to LeBron. Melo steps right back into his 27 minutes. I think that we get some Dwight Howard in this one. Stanley Johnson becomes a tricky piece. That dude's minutes are just truly all over the map. Because he even plays a lot when Dwight plays sometimes, and that's when it gets kind of scary. I'm going to give Stanley Johnson 17. And then we need to give Malik Monk 30. THT needs something in the 27 range. Wenyen Gabriel, minutes are all over creation. I'll give him 14. Reeves feels about right around 24. Maybe 16 out of Avery Bradley. I think I could deal with this. We don't really have any rates to change. I never pulled Melo. This is all just normal LeBron stuff. I mean, they don't look good, nor should they. This is a matchup against Cleveland. They're better defensively. It's slower, all that good stuff. So not a real priority here. In this last Cleveland game, we saw Lamar Stevens start. Didn't seem to matter all that much. Dylan Windler was not a part of the rotation. They are going to Moses Brown a little bit now. They're keeping that two-headed center monster thing going. Darius Garland played 41 minutes on... I don't know why I can't finish that sentence. Saturday. Saturday is the word we're looking for here. All right, so Isaac Okoro is just playing 33 minutes a game. And then Lamar Stevens played 16 in the start. I mean, I'm going to give him 17. We've got Levert in for 28, and I think that seems fine. I've got Markkanen in for 34. I think that seems fine. Basically just missing one. We're missing Chetty. He played 20 minutes. I'm going to give him the 14 that I have left, and I think that all works. Kevin Love just, I don't know, More often than not, he plays 17 minutes. Every once in a while, he breaks the slate and plays 30. Doesn't make a ton of sense. We certainly like Cleveland a lot more than we like the Lakers. So let's look at game number 2 now. On the Lakers, look at that. Russ and LeBron on Fanduel. Russ is up to 8,100 on Fanduel now, so he's not all that interesting. LeBron, again, not all that interesting either. But if you go to Cleveland, you get green circle Darius Garland, 9,300 point guard eligibility. He looks just as good basically on FanDuel, where he's 8,800 and adds shooting guard eligibility. It's the threes on DK that really helps him out. Gets an extra and lack of turnovers, 3.6 additional possession or additional points on DraftKings. Markkanen on DK is 6K. Given his minutes, I'm fine there. 5,900 on FanDuel works. Gets dual eligibility, small forward, power forward. You can cast that net to LeVert on both sites, Evan Mobley on both sites. It's just a really great, like when you can face the Lakers, it's good. They're not good defensively. They play relatively fast. Like they're 10th in pace right now that I have. Where does their defense rank when Anthony Davis is not on the floor? So I think that's important. Let's take a look at it. So I want people to understand. Like, I think we all know how bad it is, but sometimes it's fun to actually see the data. Because I don't know. I say it out loud with my assumptions. I have not looked at this in a while. So if we look at the lineups here, we take Anthony Davis off. How bad has the Lakers D been? Because they don't really have anybody else. He's very clearly their best defender. Cleaning the glass is not cruising today, which is a shame because I love this site. All right, Anthony Davis off. I mean, so their defense is already 40th percentile, giving up 113 per 100 possessions. So it's not like adding him back in helps a ton. I mean, it does, clearly. But I assume this has to get way worse. Yeah, 115.4 defensively, 22nd percentile. And they play pretty quick. I am in for that for sure. So let's go to game number 3. Portland and Detroit. Portland 7-point dogs. So they're playing someone that's a little bit closer to themselves. Are we getting anybody back for this one for Portland? Q-tag on Justice Winslow. Otherwise, no. Which means we know what we're doing here for Portland. Same sort of team that's been playing. I think 24 minutes for Justice Winslow makes a lot of sense given the fact that he's questionable. Elijah Hughes and Keljin Blevins appear to be not in the rotation. That's fine. We got 32 minutes for Brandon Williams. Gonna make that 30. Chris Dunn is probably going to play a little bit more. I got him in for 24. That's probably fine. Got 12 for Macklemore, 24 for CJ Ellaby, 29 for Drew Eubanks, 31 for Trendon Watford. Deion Johnson looks fine. Greg Brown looks fine. Maybe Greg Brown should play a little bit more. Johnson a little bit less. Yeah, that works. Nothing too crazy here. Watford on FanDuel looking like he's probably the best option. Not too much to pay attention to, though, here for Portland. The prices are just sort of where they're supposed to be now. That's where it gets tricky. Then we go to Detroit. What do we know here? Oh, boy. Okay. I'm going to delete this whole rotation. Corey Joseph's questionable. Kelly Olynyk's questionable. No Jackson, no Diallo, no Jeremy Grant. Killian Hayes is probable. Okay. So it's possible they only have 9 guys. Assuming Corey Joseph plays, which he did the last time out. Killian Hayes did not. So okay. Well, Well, let's stick to what they normally do first, and then we'll see if we have extra minutes. So I'm going to go 27 minutes to Corey Joseph, 21 to Killian Hayes, Isaiah Stewart, I don't know, 27. That's probably the goal. And then, what are we doing here? Who's the backup center? We saying that's who's the technical backup center on Detroit? I just want to get this right. I can never remember because they kind of like flip-flop their roles. Beef Stew came off, Bagley came on, got it. Stew came off, Bagley came on, picked up more fouls. All right, so we're going to say Bagley in for 21. But then we also need to assume that he's playing the 4 as well. Because we got only 14 minutes out of Bagley on Saturday. We got the 32 with no Jeremy Grant on Thursday, where he started. But we had Jeremy Grant back for that one game. Now he's back out again. So I guess we're going to get Bagley back into the starting lineup like we did for that Thursday game. The one-off. Picked up 2 fouls almost immediately, played the entire second quarter and basically the entire third quarter. They brought Livers in straight away for Bagley in the foul trouble. So Olynyk became attached to Stewart. That, I think, is an interesting piece here. So instead of Stewart being at 27 with Bagley there for 21, we're going to go to Olynyk for the backup center run at 21. Now I'll go to Bagley at 30. Seems like Livers is the backup there, so we'll go straight 18. Could be more. We'll see. Sadiq Bey is just playing more right now, especially with some of these guys out. With no Grant out, I'm going to give Sadiq Bey 35 minutes. I'm going to go 35 minutes to Cade as well, which leaves me 26 minutes for Rodney Magruder or Saben Lee, or both. I don't think Saben Lee is going to play unless one of Joseph or Hayes are out. So at the very least, I'm giving 13 minutes to Magruder. Do I want to go 9-man rotation? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they played a 9-man rotation on Tuesday. I think that was probably the goal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They went 10 on Thursday, but Hayes got hurt. Bagley foul trouble might have opened them up a little bit on Saturday. This final 13 minutes for Detroit is pretty tricky. I don't think it's going to be Saben Lee if the point guards are healthy. But I also don't necessarily see a spot where those minutes should go. Maybe it's a little bit more to Hayes. Maybe it's a little bit more to Corey Joseph. Maybe it ends up being a little bit more, it's an extra 3 minutes to all of those guys and Rodney Magruder. Man, it doesn't feel like Saben Lee, but I'm going to give him the minutes anyway. Rates are not going to change because I didn't play on Saturday, so these are still the same rates. Now I got to lock in Cade Cunningham. Never mind. I forgot Cade was out for that Friday game. So let's get the Pistons rates with no Jeremy Grant. Obviously a big piece here. That's the guy that's been out a lot this season too. So they've played, it's got to be like 20-something games with no Jeremy Grant, right? Guess we're going to find out whenever this loads. Yeah, 26 games with no Jeremy Grant. Now, Diallo and Lyles are guys that have played quite a few minutes here, so it does get a little squirrely. I'm going to say at least 2 of Lyles, Diallo, Josh Jackson are off the floor. That should help out a little bit for shrinking that sample into a more reflective spot here. But let's grab these rates, because it's not as many minutes as you would think, but it should cover me enough. Just having Jeremy Grant off is the most important piece. Like, Trey Lyles just plays a little bit differently. Is he a decent proxy for Bagley? Yeah, probably. But I'd still rather be at least a little bit more right. But we're really only worried about a couple guys from Detroit. It's not as if we're unearthing something. But like Bagley, Cade, Saddiq Bey, these guys are all going to look really good in this spot. Jeffrey, good morning. All right, Saddiq Bey, 22% usage rate, 22.8% usage rate in this little scenario right now. I'll go to 22.5 maybe. Yeah, Saddiq Bey is looking good. Isaiah Stewart really doesn't do anything different. We'll lock him in. Cade Cunningham, 26% usage rate. Assist rate goes up. Rebounding rate goes down. Cade looks awesome. And then Bagley, I'm just going to say that he's himself, basically. Same for everyone else here. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, so that's the Pistons. We're going to get a lot of Detroit here. Now, as we look at Portland first. For Portland, not much here. Watford is the only, probably guy. That's on Fanduel at 6,200. But these guys' prices have come up. You know, if you want to go to Chris Dunn at 3,800 and roll the dice on a value option, I guess that makes some sense. But I would just go ahead and mostly ignore Portland and then do the opposite for Detroit. Cade Cunningham and Saddiq Bey are both priorities to me. 7,500 on FanDuel for Cade, 8,400 on DraftKings, and he still looks good. Plus, he's shooting guard small forward, so he's even easier to work into a lineup. Bey is 7K on FanDuel, 7,100 on DraftKings. I think he looks exceptional as well. Bagley's like a half step behind both of those guys, but also still a big priority. Power forward, center eligible on both. 5,600 on FanDuel, 5,900 on DK. No problems getting to Olynyk or Isaiah Stewart. I think all of that looks pretty solid. Detroit is a big-time priority. And it gets even bigger if we happen to get rid of Corey Joseph in this one. Whether that's Hayes or Saban Lee, someone's going to pop up. So that's 3 games down. 6 more to go. The 3-game mark, we're at 105 viewers, 51 likes. Thank you guys for being here. We go to Miami, 1-point favorites in Philadelphia, 218 total. What do we got for the Heat in this one? Frank, I don't think that I've ever played NASCAR. I entered a contest. I might have entered the Daytona one once. And then my wife used to go to the Coca-Cola 600. So I think I entered that once. But no, I don't play NASCAR. Miami. So Q-tag on Butler, Q-tag on Caleb Martin, no Vincent, no Oladipo. I think we just assume that these guys play. Butler didn't play on the 12th, the 9th, or the 18th. I'm assuming he took the weekend off and will play here. I'm also going to assume that Caleb Martin is playing, which means that I assume that this team is at full strength. So I do need to cut the rotation because I don't have Jimmy Butler in. Because the last time that I played was Friday. So let's go ahead and get Kyle Lowry in for his 33 minutes. Hero in for his 32 minutes. Get Jimmy Butler in for 35. Get Bam in for 34. Who's the backup center now? Are they going to Markieff Morris at backup center? They went even smaller than that, I think. I guess Will Tucker, too. Are they cutting Dwayne Dedmon out of this rotation? They must be. All right. Well, we'll give it to Keefe at 14, and then we'll give him 4 more. We'll get him to 18. We'll take PJ Tucker to 26. Now I can get Butler in for his 35. It looks like they're going to be playing Strus a little bit more, which I think makes a lot of sense. We get Caleb Martin in for 22 minutes. Get Max Strus in for 18 minutes. That leaves me 22 for Duncan Robinson. Bang, perfect. Spot on rotation here for Miami. Now we do need rates. Actually, do we not need rates? I'm getting them anyway. I don't trust it. I don't remember what I had in here last time. Miami's quick, though. We just say games where all the good dudes played and we'll hash it out from there. So Lowry in, Butler in, Bam in, Hero in. When all 4 of those guys played in the game. Now, I know that this sample is not big. It's like 4 games or something dumb. Oh, coffee's hitting the spot. All right, apparently it's 20 games. That sample has grown considerably. Exactly 4, Lowry, Butler, Bam, Hero. Perfect. That's what we want. So let's grab those samples. This one will be quick. And it's like, right now, Butler is standing out. Maybe Lowry. But I don't think we're going to be getting to a ton here. Miami-Philly is more of a fun basketball game to take in, not necessarily the most fun DFS game. You kind of need broken pricing for these guys. Ken, good morning. Alrighty, we'll start with Lowry. 15.8% usage rate in games where all 4 of those guys are together. That is nuts. And then we get Butler, 26.8. Giant cut to his assist rate. These guys are hard to play when they're all healthy. Bam Adebayo, 27% usage rate. Giant cut to his assist rate. Does get a gigantic rebounding bump, though. So Bam and Butler looking the best. Tyler Hero, 27.7% usage rate. It's the same as his normal rates for me, which is kind of crazy. Tucker in at 10%. That's fine. We've locked Miami down. That one was easy. Now we go to Philly. Philly played yesterday, didn't they? I feel like I talked about the Sixers in the morning. And Tobias Harris suck. He did. Okay, so Philly on a back-to-back. Obviously, we don't have any news here, so whatever I have in for yesterday for Philly is what I'm going with. So that'll work. Maybe you get an extra minute out of Matisse Thybulle or something, but we just have to assume Philly is perfectly fine, at which point this is going to get kind of crazy. Just out of curiosity, because I don't think that I've looked at it yet, but they've played a lot of games. In games where James Harden, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, and Tyrese Maxey all started. This has got to be like 4 or 5 games now, right? 11 games. All right, let's grab updated Philly rates. This is probably one I haven't looked at yet. Maybe this will pump the brakes on my... Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll make me like Maxey even more. There's no telling. They've played 11 games where all 4 of those guys have started. That's a pretty solid sample. Because you know you're getting a lot of that time with those guys alongside each other. So let's get these Philly rates. I'm putting more work into Philly, but I can see that Harden, Embiid, Harris, and Maxey are all going to pop here. So I want to make sure that we get them right. All right. And they're going to be the only real important guys, but let's look at it. James Harden, 418 minutes, 25.5% usage rate, a even bigger assist rate, decent rebounding rate. He looks good. He looks solid on Fanduel and good on DraftKings. He's going to round up to 10. Maxey. I'll do Maxey last. Joe has got a 38% usage rate. Assist rate came down a little bit. Rebounding rate is still massive. Tobias Harris. This is where it starts to get a little tricky. Tobias Harris has a 17.5% usage rate with all those guys around. That's not very good. Assist rate crumbled. Rebounding rate crumbled. And then Maxey, 18.5% usage rate. So I don't even have to touch that. But now, assist rate is down a lot. Rebounding rate is down a lot. But I'm still going to be getting to Maxey here. Thibault at 12% usage. He's not going to be all that relevant. But right now, we're good on Philly. And yeah, we're going to be liking Tyrese Maxey. I'm not mad about it at all. As we look at Miami, we close out the 7 o'clock games. We've got Jimmy Butler's fine if he plays. Bam Adebayo's fine if he plays. Those are really the only priorities. You know, if you want to take shots at $5,700 Kyle Lowry, I think it's okay. On Philly, though, I love Tyrese Maxey on FanDuel at 5,200. I have him projected for 0.74 FanDuel points per minute. So if you guys want to know if I'm over projecting him, I'm not. He plays a shit ton. I have his per minute rates lower than he's been in the last 30 minutes, and he still stands out. I'm going to have all of the Tyrese Maxey today. Embiid and Harden both look really good on DK. I prefer Embiid to Harden, but they're both in great spots. I'm happy to get to Embiid on FanDuel or Maxey even on DraftKings. I don't think that's crazy. Tobias Harris, if you want him anywhere, is probably going to be a FanDuel play. He's 5,500 on FanDuel, 6,400 on DraftKings. All righty. Just out of curiosity, Bill, why is Embiid sitting tonight? I'm curious what you know that I don't. Utah, 1.5 point dogs in Brooklyn, 229 total. Must be missing a couple guys from Utah because obviously the Brooklyn team is as well. Utah on the back-to-back too, so we actually don't know anything. Yesterday we had no Bojan Bogdanovic, no Mike Conley. Now Conley, I believe, is back. We don't know the status on House or Forrest or Azubuike. I actually don't even know who ended up sitting. So we had no Bojan, no Conley, no House. Trent Forrest ended up not playing either. Okay. Didn't know that. There's literally nothing we can do for Utah today. There's no way to make these sort of projections. So I'm going to do this as generically as possible. We're going to do 29 minutes for Mike Conley. We're going to say Donovan Mitchell backs him up and then plays, 16 more at shooting guard. We get like 27 minutes, 28 minutes out of Jordan Clarkson. I mean, I certainly don't care at all what Doc Rivers says about anything. That one's just not one you can take seriously. Let's see, 33 minutes for Gobert. Backup run to Whiteside. 34 minutes to Royce O'Neal. Backup run to Rudy Gay, I guess. I'm going to assume that Bojan is back because I don't know how else to do this. So we'll say that he plays his normal 30 minutes. Say that House back into his normal run. And then Trent Forrest plays like 8 minutes. There's nothing we can do here, guys. It's just impossible for Utah right now. On a back-to-back with multiple guys out. We'll figure it all out as we get closer to lock. let's get Utah, where Conley, Gobert, Boyan, and Donovan Mitchell all start. That sample is actually going to be massive. And then we'll set it so that Joe Ingles is off the floor too. That'll help. Yeah, there we go. That's a good sample. It's funny, we got to pay attention to it because facing Brooklyn is such a massive spot that we kind of got to get it right, but we also need to know who's in first. That is a slight complicating factor here. Who actually plays for Utah today? But we'll know that by lock. So that's all that matters. All right, we get Donovan Mitchell in, 32% usage rate. Nothing else really changes. I assume everybody else is just sort of where they're supposed to be then. Yeah, they are. No other changes. These guys are all stable. Brooklyn, on the other hand, unstable. No idea what's going on for this Nets team. I don't even know when they last played. Okay, they played Friday. So this one's in Brooklyn. No Kyrie. No Kyrie Irving. No Ben Simmons. No LaMarcus Aldridge. So same rotation that we normally get, I guess. We get Patty Mills back down in minutes. Dragic has been playing even more. Played 36 minutes this last time out. I'm at least going to go to 32. We'll cut Patty Mills even more. I got Seth Curry in for 30. I think that's going to end up being a little low. Let's take Kessler Edwards out. Let's take Cam Thomas out. I'm going to take Seth Curry up to 34 minutes. Claxton seems to be in for about 24 every night now. Andre Drummond at 21 seems pretty reasonable. We get Kevin Durant playing 37 minutes. That seems to be just standard issue fare for him. I got James Johnson in for 20. That doesn't seem right. We'll take that to 18. That leaves me 18 minutes. It's probably mostly Cam Thomas and a very small amount of Kessler Edwards. Rates all stay the same. It's Durant season in 37 minutes today with no stars. He matches up really well, too, against Utah. They don't have, not that any team really has like a Durant guy, but Utah really doesn't. I guess it's probably Boyan. Because Royce O'Neal is just too short. Still like Bruce Brown here too. He might actually deserve an extra minute. Dragic has played a lot more as of late too. I feel like I'm gonna go 33 to Dragic. I want him to look a little bit better. All right, let's look at this game. Halfway point. Utah, again, don't read into anything here for Utah. It's Mitchell and Gobert, most likely. We need to find out who's actually playing for Utah. On the Brooklyn side, though, Kevin Durant as a pay-up option, 10-8 on Fanduel, 10-7 on Draftkings. Jam him in. I think he's going to end up looking like the best pay-up option. He's just different when the stars are gone. So lock and load Kevin Durant. Dragic, Brown, Claxton, and Curry all look all right on DK. Pick one and you'll be fine. 135 viewers, just 60 likes. Okay. For the 75 of you that are in here that haven't hit the thumbs up yet, please do so. You're joining me at 7:15 a.m. I think a like is an easy payment. Toronto Raptors, 4.5-point dogs in Chicago. They're coming off a back-to-back, right? And they had no Van Vliet yesterday. Clearly no Malachi Flynn. I'm going to assume Van Vliet plays on the back-to-back. And I'm also going to assume that everything that I have in here just holds. Now, we didn't get Banton and we got Armani Brooks. So Now, I definitely put Armani Brooks on Toronto. I think on one of these shows, too. Apparently I didn't. But we will do that now. I'm going to put him on there instead of Banton. All right, let's get rid of those blanks. We go back to Toronto. But yeah, I'm going with my assumptions for Toronto from yesterday, which is that Van Vliet plays. He plays a lot. And everything else is all sort of not that interesting. We know we're going to get a ton of minutes out of Barnes, Siakam, Trent. Precious has been playing a shit ton. Boucher played more now that Van Vliet was out. I don't think that those minutes hold. We got Kem Birch and Achua, I think, starting alongside each other yesterday. I just don't think any of that's going to matter. So, same rotations as yesterday for Toronto. If we find out Van Vliet is out, then we'll deal with it. But for now, moving forward. And then we're going to go to Chicago. Are Kobe White's minutes down? Sort of. I do kind of... Wow, I like that gradient. I just don't mess around. Kind of like what I've got in here, though. Vooch and Tristan Thompson splitting. DeMar is good. Derek Jones looking good. Sorry, Sharkilla. 30 for Dosunmu. That all seems okay. 36 for Levine. That seems fine. Ooh. No. I need to make a mild change to the Chicago rotation. Didn't think about it. Patrick Williams is back. That is going to open up some playing time. So, is it as simple as just taking Derek Jones out of the rotation? I mean, he's been playing a lot, so I'm going to say no. But I don't think that they're just going to go to a 10th either. So let's get Patrick Williams 20 minutes. Maybe it is Derek Jones. Could also just be Kobe White. They certainly have the minutes to go take away from him. So I'm going to take Kobe White down to 22 minutes. And so we'll go like that. I think 28 for Caruso seems fine. That's Dosunmu, so that's already wrong. I already have Kobe White down in minutes, so it's not even as big of a jump as I thought it was going to be. We'll take Kobe White to 20 minutes. We're going to take Dosunmu down for a little bit more playing time. We're going to take him to 28. And then I'm going to take Javonte Green to 18. Man, it's not really many other places these minutes can go to. 36 minutes for DeRozan means we go there and there. Ah, man, who's going to lose this playing time? Someone's going to lose more playing time than I expect. Maybe it's Caruso and he drops down to like 26 as well. Do something like that. Rates don't have to change. That part's easy. Looking like Vooch and Levine are going to be pretty good today. Let's check this one out now. For Toronto, again, if Van Vliet is in, you got to play a ton of him. He's the best play on the team, whether that's 7,300 on Fanduel or 7,900 on Draftkings. Siakam on DK, 8,900. You get power forward and center. That stands out quite a bit. Siakam looks fine on Fanduel too. And then Trent. Scotty Barnes is last for me, but still somebody that I would get to. You just want to get to Toronto. And then on the Chicago side, DK price on Levine, 7,600, and you get shooting guard small forward. That's fantastic. Vooch across both sites, 7,100 on FanDuel, 7,800 on DraftKings. I like him a lot. Then you get to DeRozan as a good play across both sites. He's 8,200 on FanDuel, shooting guard small forward. He's 8,700 on DraftKings, just power forward. So if you're going to anything from Chicago today, DeRozan, Levine, Vooch, I'm sure that's news. Very surprising there. 3 games to go now. Washington Wizards, 5-point favorites in Houston, 234 total. This is going to be a spot with a lot of potential fantasy points. Is the pricing going to be good enough to get to someone? Looks like Kuzma is popping pretty aggressively. We'll see if that holds. He is questionable with right knee tendonitis. We got no Kuzma on Saturday. I'm going to assume that he can play today. Man, my back hurts. Ooh, that felt good. That felt really good. All right. I don't really see anything immediate that I want to do with minutes outside of bump up Denny slightly, and he's still not playable. I got Kuzma in for 33 minutes, though, and he is popping like crazy. And that all seems pretty good to me. Porzingis in for 27 minutes. That seems to be about where they're going to keep him. So I don't really have any other changes. Maybe an extra minute to Rui. And I thought that I was going to like Washington more against Houston, but it appears to just be Kuzma. The pricing here isn't great. As we look at Houston, there's another team that's just pretty sick and tired of talking about. We've had no Eric Gordon for 4 straight. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that he's questionable. Yeah, who could have seen that one coming? Eric Gordon, questionable. I'm going to have to put him in, I guess. I don't really trust the minutes on these guys, but that's fine. There's 17 minutes for Gordon. We got 30 in for Wood. I got 20 in for Şengün. I mean, these guys play very little alongside of each other. So I don't think that that's all that crazy. We knocked down Josh Christopher's minutes a bit to give more to Gordon. Pick him up to 23. Jae'Sean Tate's minutes being down are kind of wild. I don't know why that's happening, but I don't think it matters either. It looks like Kevin Porter is going to be the guy that stands out most. I'm okay with that. So let's look at Houston. That was a quick game to get through. For Washington, Kyle Kuzma on Fanduel is 7K. I think he stands out dramatically today. And he's 8K on DK, and I still like him there. He's just been a completely different dude with Dinwiddie gone and no Beal. So no problem with it here. And it's as good of a matchup as you're going to get. I just really don't like anything else for Washington. Now, on the Houston side, I like KPJ on DraftKings, $6,400 point guard. He's a fantasy point per minute guy in this spot, so there's something to be said for being the starting point guard and being priced appropriately. He looks all right on FanDuel. Christian Wood and Jalen Green both look all right on DraftKings. Nothing too crazy. Not as much here for Houston, Washington as I was expecting, given that total. We got 2 games left. Up to 83 likes now. I like to see that. Kyle Kuzma has been playing like trash. Kyle Kuzma, 1.15 fantasy points per minute over the last 30 days. Second highest rate on the Wizards and significantly higher than his normal rates. Has he actually been playing bad? Probably not, I'm sure. Let's see. Current season snapshot. Kuzma. I mean, playing better now than he was at 25 games ago. Boston Celtics, 13.5-point favorites in OKC. This is a nice get-right spot for Boston if you want to give some guys a blow here. Everybody's available, which means that I don't really have anything to change. Yeah, this is just, I mean, I guess in theory I could give Robert Williams more playing time, but it's not as if I don't already get him a ton. Boston looks great. Horford, Brown, Tatum, Rob Williams. I mean, Rob Williams is probably my favorite play on FanDuel. Looks like his price hasn't changed, and he still has that power forward eligibility. As we go to OKC for the Thunder, Q tag on Shea, no Giddey, no JRE. Q tag on they played yesterday, didn't they? Yeah. So we had no Shea yesterday. I'll assume he's in. I'll assume whatever rotation I have in for yesterday is the same one. So that's all we could really do right now on the back-to-back. Boston, though. Load up on Time Lord, particularly on FanDuel. 6K, power forward center. 6,400 on DraftKings works as well. Robert Williams will be the number one contender on FanDuel. I don't think that there's a way around that, unless there's so much value that Durant becomes easy. Jason Tatum is just as good as Robert Williams across both sites. 9,200 on FanDuel, 9,900 on DraftKings. I want to get to Jalen Brown. I want to get to Al Horford. I don't really want to get to Marcus Smart all that much. I think he's too expensive. But Tatum, Brown, Williams, and Horford, I might have more Boston than any other team on the slate. Noon in Greece. Enjoy it. Good morning, Pan. Is that Pan or Pam? Panned with a D. Got it. If you're going to play anybody from Oklahoma City, just play Shea and probably nobody else. Maybe Baisley. But really bad spot for OKC against Boston. But then we close it out. The 3.5-point underdog Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Mavs with a 229 total in this one. I don't think I talked about Minnesota yesterday. Nope. So they are not on a back-to-back. So we know this is real. Towns, Q-tag, Naz Reid, probable, which means I'm probably not touching anything on this one. Jaden McDaniels is not a part of the rotation any longer? That is a thing? Oh, no, he's out. Oh, yeah, he's hurt. Totally forgot he's hurt. I'll tell you what, there's not a player in the league I hate more than Patrick Beverley. That dude is just a real not joy to watch. What an asshole. What a complete and total asshole. All right, 28 minutes there. 20 for Beasley. That seems fine. 22 for Prince. That seems fine. Yeah, I don't think I have any changes I want to make here. 34-14 split for Towns and Reed looks fine. 26 for Vanderbilt, 22 for Prince. I mean, I guess I could take a little bit of... Yeah, I don't see it. I think that works for me. I can't help that one, Aaron. It's so hard. Hello, Miss Lady. All right, let's close it out with Dallas. Dallas Mavericks. Reggie Bullock available. Spencer Dinwiddie available. So they are at full strength. I got Brunson in. I've got Dinwiddie in. I need to get Bullock in. So let's take those Sterling Brown minutes away. Let's take that. Does Marquise Chris keep playing? Marquise Chris probably keeps playing, right? Why the Beverly hate? He's a scumbag. It's pretty simple, really. He's a complete scumbag. Like, to step into whatever, was it Ibaka 2 nights ago? He just shoves him outside of the play, goes flying even further, and just gets the gate. He's just a moron. He's just a moron. Worse than Rasheed. I love Rasheed Wallace. I love Rasheed Wallace, and he went to Carolina, and I hate everybody that went to Carolina. But Sheed is incredible. Look, there's one thing if you're just like an irritant on the floor, but if you're also going to be dumb, you're like, you're not solving anything by like butting into anything. No, like Serge Ibaka will whoop the shit out of Pat Bev. Like Yeah, he's intense, but he's phony intense. Nobody's scared of Pat Bev. These are grown men. All right, Dinwiddie for 34 minutes. I'm actually maybe it comes down a little bit because we've had Bullock out for 4 games. Not in the AM, bro. That doesn't even make any sense. Marquise Chris is going to keep playing. That I'm quite confident in. How the hell do I get Reggie Bullock 30 minutes? Somebody's got to leave the rotation. Does Josh Green just leave the rotation? They're not going to do that, right? Look, Dinwiddie's not going to play too much less than 32 minutes, in my opinion. When Bullock was here, he was still playing 30 from time to time. Well, that was without Brunson. That was without Luca. That's 28. Yeah, maybe we take him down to 30. And then we get Bullock in for 32. Maybe Brunson, Bullock, and Dinwiddie split all the minutes at the 1 and the 2. He didn't kick people every game. And also, I love Draymond. I think Draymond's really good. I don't stand for Draymond. Yeah, so Bev is if being a little Rick Mahorn is not a benefit because Rick Mahorn was 6'9" or however the hell tall Rick Mahorn was. All right, maybe it's Dwight Powell's minutes that come down too. Take him to 24. And when we take Bertans down to 10. But even still, that only gives me Josh Green for 7 minutes. Really good at kicking people. Okay. No. The moment that no, I can't like Beverly. He's a moron. Yeah. At least if you said Grayson Allen, it's the same thing I thought, Cantor. At least Grayson Allen would make sense. I mean, hey, guys, remember when I said that I really liked Kevin Durant today? Well, there's this guy, Luca Doncic, that plays today that's even better than that. All right, so on Minnesota, D'Angelo Russell on Fanduel looks all right. Edwards is solid on both sites. Vanderbilt is solid. Beverly on DK isn't bad. No real priorities here for Minnesota. On Dallas, though, because Minnesota is the fastest team in basketball. Luca Doncic, 10-6 on FanDuel, 12K on DraftKings. Luca is my favorite play for today. Bar none pay-up option, it's Luca Doncic. He's got a 39% usage rate, 40% assist rate. I think having Reggie Bullock back actually helps Luca. I want all of the Doncic today. All of it. All the Luca Doncic. I love it. At least 10 players. All right, not in the AM, bro. Take a break, man. Take a break. 169 viewers, 92 likes. If you haven't done it yet, hit that thumbs up. Let's get up over 100. Not in the AM, bro. Is apparently doing drugs in the AM, bro. Luca's the dude today. And the double pay up of Luca and Durant, I assume, is going to be my preferred combo. So, FanDuel Optimal. We'll start there. FanDuel Optimal, 345.2. Luca, Van Vliet, McCollum, Bullock. Oh, Reggie Bullock is the flat minimum today. Okay. Good to know. Kyle Kuzma, Dorian Finney-Smith, Robert Williams, Marvin Bagley, Vooch. I mean, I like that lineup a lot. A lot. Clearly, I like the Luca piece. Now, I assume he comes in at the number 1 spot here. It could be Robert Williams just because of positionality. Luca near the top. Oh, no. I forgot about my other boy, Maxey. Robert Williams climbing. Yeah, Luca firming up that top spot, I think. Robert Williams is running them down. Oh, it's tight. This is going to be... I'll tell you what, it's a big day for me, and at least for right now, in guys that I play a lot of that I've advocated for all year. So that should be fun. Alrighty. Power rankings on Fanduel. Luca Doncic, number 1. Robert Williams, number 2. Cade Cunningham, 3. They're the only guys above 20. Everybody above 15. Vooch, Van Vliet, Tatum, Maxey, Kuzma, LeVert, Jalen Brown, Darius Garland, Horford, Jimmy Butler, D'Angelo Russell, Terry Rozier, and Dorian Finney-Smith. That looks fine to me. No problems here. All right, that's FanDuel down. On to DraftKings now. This is where I don't know if Luka's going to be the guy just because of his price. That might be a little problematic, but maybe there's enough value. Optimal lineup on DraftKings. 280.5 gets Luka, KPJ, Levine, Markkanen, Olynyk, Bagley, Doncic, Rui Hachimura, and Nick Claxton. And we're over 100 likes. You guys are the best. Just out of curiosity, if I locked Luca and Durant, how far off of the optimal am I? We go from 280.5. Yeah, okay. So it's not even hard. You go from 280, you drop down 2 points to get to it. You can easily make Luca plus Durant lineups today. Not a problem at all. And we'll get more value as the day goes on. Now, power rankings on DraftKings. Did I watch the Arizona game last night? I did not. I don't even know who they played. The only time the tournament's on for me is if it's on in the background at the bar. I don't care at all about any of it. Alrighty. DraftKings. Jalen Brown near the top here. Didn't expect it. Must be positionally. Shooting guard, small forward. 7,800 too. It's a good price. Nobody pulling away from the pack though on DraftKings, and I think that's the piece that we need to pay most attention to. Jalen Brown is at the top. Not a lot separating here. That is just flat. Jalen Brown's around 17% at the top here. Bay right now is at 19%. It's only dropping 8% all the way down to guy number 25. So top 10, Bay, Levine, Jalen Brown, PJ Washington, Kevin Porter, Cade Cunningham, Bullock, Markkanen, Maxey, and Jalen Green. DraftKings is hard today. Pricing's efficient. Everything's flat. Flat. Nobody's separating from the pack from a value perspective, in my opinion. And then we close it out with Yahoo. Final crunches. Yahoo optimals for the people that love it. And again, I got to give a shout out to Prize Picks. Right there, repping the brand, baby. This bad boy's comfortable too, I'm not going to lie. All right. Yahoo Optimal. Darius, 289.1, so by a tenth of a point. Garland, Jalen Brown, Zach LaVine, Lauri Markkanen, Bagley, Bay, Trendon Watford, and Robert Williams. And then we close it out with the power rankings. Here we go. Looking like a trio of Pistons at the top here. We're going to get the three-headed Detroit monster today on Yahoo. Sadiq Bey, Marvin Bagley, Goran Dragic, Van Vliet, Mobley, Cunningham. That is the top of your Yahoo power rankings, folks, and that will do it. Another one in the books. Another one. 165 people in here. We got 106 likes. Everything worked out perfectly. We done. We got the Prize Picks banner at the top. We got the Prize Picks banner across my chest. Got the Prize Picks hat on. I'm selling out, but it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. Guys, thanks for being here. You guys know what we're doing this week. We're here every day, 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. We don't have many of these left. What do we got? Like 3 weeks left? Maybe. What do we got? Like 15 to 20 process shows remaining before we're done, before we get to the playoffs. I'm looking forward to the playoffs. I can't wait. Thank you guys for being here. Hit the like button if you haven't done it already. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Contenders videos out in a bit. I'm not on the strategy show, but I am on Live Before Lock tonight with Laffy. You don't want to miss it. Thank you guys for being here. This was The Process.